Good evening, everybody, or morning, or afternoon, whenever it may be that you're watching this. I don't know, but hope you guys are doing well. So today we are going to be painting this lovely little fireworks painting. This one was requested from the city of Charlottetown, I believe. Was it city of Charlottetown? Downtown Charlottetown? City of Charlottetown. City of Charlottetown. And they were nice enough to get 100 art kits from us, and they were giving those out. And if you've got one of those, well, this is what we're painting today. If you wanted to paint something different, well, that's fine too. You can paint whatever you like. Yeah, they just asked me to paint this one. So I did start off with a black canvas. So I painted this with a thin coat of black. So if you need to, just go ahead and hit that pause button right meow, because I didn't want to paint it black and then just sit here and have everybody just watching paint dry. Where's the fun in that? Also, throughout this entire video, if I'm moving a little bit too fast or if you need more time, hit that pause button. Go ahead and do that. Give it a like, all that good stuff. This is going to be up on our East Coast Art Party Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. Also on our YouTube channel, there is a number of other videos that we have done. Now, these are older ones that we did. This would have been way back when in 2020. We have some of our older ones. Now, I am currently working on getting more videos up there. We have a library of about 700 paintings that we have done online, different videos, different tutorials. On our YouTube channel right now, there's only about 40 of them. They are the older ones. But we also have a subscribers group on Facebook where that one, there is a fee to that one. That one is $15 for a day, $25 for a month, and you get access to every video I've ever done, as well as 7 brand new ones every single week. And we're still doing that. And we have been doing that since 2020. We also offer some free replays on our main East Coast Art Party page. So if you just want to check it out, I grab at least 2 of my past videos and put them up there varying days of the week on our main Facebook page. And then I'll be getting some of our older ones up onto our YouTube channel, and yeah, we're just going to keep going from there. Anyway, if this is your first time here, thank you very much for joining us. My name is Damon. This is East Coast Art Party. If you've been here before and you know all of that, what's up? I don't have chat open right now because this is a pre-recorded one that I will be posting and leaving up for a few days. But I do live videos as well with our East Coast Art Party subscribers. So just make sure you check that out, eastcoastartparty.com. And yeah, that also gives you information on all of our in-person events, what we have going on in the studio. There's a lot. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling. I did a couple of shameless self-plugs there for us, and we're just going to dive into it. I've also got Timothy's coffee. I love coffee. Absolutely love coffee. Anyway, eggnog latte. All right, enough rambling. Let's get going. So, I have a black canvas here. It's nice and dry. First thing we're going to do, we're going to make a couple of colors, which I guess I should tell you. I have all 5 colors. It's going to be your red, your yellow, your white, your black, and of course in Petit Père de la Bleu. We need it. 3 paintbrushes, large, medium, small. I don't need my large anymore because I did paint that all black, so it's good to go. You can't even see my white paint. This light is going on with you. Yeah, there we go. Again, not super tacky here. All right, all of this that we have here is just kind of we rolled with the punches back in 2020, and we're just keep going. We like to have fun. I don't like calling myself an art teacher. I'm not an art teacher. I'm not a teacher by any means. I have mad respect for teachers and what they do. What I do is I paint and I have fun, and that's it. That's it. As long as you have fun, doesn't matter what you paint. And I hope you guys have fun too. Alrighty, let's make some colors, and then we are going to start off. This is going to get a little messy to begin with. We're going to start off with a couple little dabs, and then we're going to flick some paint. Now, I do have a process on how to limit the amount of paint that is going to end up all over your kitchen table or anywhere. First off, put plastic or newspaper or something underneath. Secondly, I'll show you the technique that I use for it. But let's make some colors. So, right off the bat, let's take our medium brush, and let's take a couple scoops of red right over here. Something like that. And I'm going to add in just a small little pinprick of white. Not very much, because we don't want it to turn pink. All right, maybe a little bit more. There we go. Just before it turns pink. Lovely. And then with that brush, since I have some red on it, I'm going to go right over here, and I'm going to take a scoop or two of yellow. Or 4. You know, same thing. And I'm going to get a little white, and I'm just going to stir this together first, because I already had red on my brush. Don't want to add too much. It does need some more red, because that's a little bit yellowy. And we'll just stir that together. I hope this video doesn't get muted. I do have some music on in the background right now. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it too much. It is copyright-free music, but I had an issue with that and Facebook a little while ago. If it does get muted, it'll just be like a little tiny bit, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's get some more red in there. Make her a little bit more orange. Fix the mustache. Anyway, maybe a little bit more white, and then I think we're good here. Clean out that brush, dry it off. Now we are going to mix roughly equal parts of yellow and white. Now these are just our base colors. This is going to be for our fireworks, and there's going to be some in our water. We're going to use this kind of everywhere. So I just like to get them all made right off the bat because we're going to need them all. And then we just go from there. So let's take a couple scoops of white. And then let's start adding in a couple scoops of yellow. Let's stir it together. See, yellow I find is a bit of a thin color. And what I mean by that is just when you put it on, it's kind of see-through, transparent, that kind of thing. So I do like adding some white to it. It lightens it up a bit. That looks really bright on camera. Oh, it's going to look wonderful. Anyway, I like to lighten it up a little bit with a little bit of white. Makes the color kind of stand out a bit. Alrighty then, one more, and then we can actually start painting. We can get to the fun part, the messy part. And the cool thing about this is, I always tell people, like, your paintings are always going to look different, okay? Mine are too. I can paint the exact same thing a dozen times. And you know what? A dozen times, it's going to be slightly different. That's okay. Especially when we're doing something like this. Now, I tell people that on the videos. Sorry, I'm just taking a little blue and a little tiny bit of white. I tell people that on the videos. I tell them that in person. I tell them that just when they're randomly walking down the street and I yell at them. Okay, I don't yell at people often. I just try to lighten this blue up a tiny little bit. But it's true. You can paint the same thing a dozen times going to look a little different. And also with this, where we're going to be flicking paint, they're definitely going to look a little different every single time. So don't stress about it, okay? Just have fun with it. And that goes for any painting. Any painting at all. You know, if you make a mistake, there's always a way to fix it. You can play with it. Don't ever be too hard on yourself when it comes to painting. I like to just relax. Just go with the flow. Have some fun. And that's all we need to do. Alrighty then. Life Lessons with Damon's done. And have a lovely evening. We'll see you tomorrow. No. Okay, we are going to start off with flicking some paint. Now, I do... Got to get serious for a second. I do want you guys to be careful with this because of the fact that paint may go off your canvas. All right, so if you do put even just napkins or a newspaper or plastic or just something underneath, okay? I don't mind because this is my paint table, so I mean, adds a little character to my little station here. But just be a little bit careful with it, okay? It doesn't take very much paint to do what I'm going to do. Some people do this with a toothbrush, right? You put paint on a toothbrush, and then you pull it and you flick it, and that works too. The way I like to do it is a little bit different. I may have to stand up because I'm looking down. But I take my medium brush. Now, I'm right-handed, which means I'm going to hold the paintbrush in my left hand. And if you see, I'm holding it close to the bristles. I'm still on the metal, but I'm close to the bristles. Okay? Sorry, when I look down here, I'm just looking at the camera to make sure everything's still going. And when I look over there, I'm looking at the painting. And then when I look down here, I'm looking at my coffee, because that's really important. Hold it close to the bristles, all right, in your non-dominant hand. And then we pick up a little tiny bit of paint. Now we're going to start off with very small bits of white. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of white here, and then I wipe it on the side of my plate. Very little bit, so you can see that there's not very much on here. It's not big clumps or anything. Holding that paintbrush in my non-dominant hand close to the bristles, I'm going to hold that close to my painting. There's not much space there. And then, with my right hand, I'm actually going to flick the bristles. Not flick the metal, flick the bristles. And you want to start off soft so you get a feel for it. And then you do want to give it a few good hard flicks. We're going to get a little bit of white on here. Then we're going to do that with some orange. Then we'll start kind of figuring out where our fireworks are going to go before we do that with some other colors, okay? So, ready? Close to the canvas. Non-dominant hand, a little bit of paint. Hold it there, flick it. See? Little tiny splatters. It's that simple, all right? Again, take your time. You start off a little bit light, and then you can flick a little bit harder. Now, we are going to be doing this with our other colors, all right? We're going to be doing some dabbing first with a napkin, and then we will. Gives you just nice little splatters and not too much paint, because if you have too much paint, then it kind of clumps together, and that can be a cool effect for doing, you know, night skies or something with like a shooting star, because you can get these little like strings of white or whatever color you're using, but little bits at a time. We're just going to do this a whole bunch. Let's get just a little bit more up here. Now I do have a little bit down here in the water. That's good. That's a good start. All right. Let me wipe off this brush. And let's do the same thing with some orange. Now, if you want to help the paint flow just a little bit better, you can wet just the top of your bristles with barely any water. I picked some up, and yes, my water's a little bit dirty. It's fine. I picked a little bit up, wiped it off. Now I'm going to grab some orange. Let's see, we want some flicks of orange kind of coming up this way. So let's start off with a few here. Now I'm going to go really close to my canvas, and I'm going to start moving my brush where I want that orange to go. Of course, we got to add in a bunch more. Like easily 75% of this painting is just flicking paint. You're gonna have paint all over your hands. It's gonna happen. That's okay. Have fun with it. You can't really see that orange on camera, can you? That's not too bad. Do need a bunch more. Keep going. There we go. That was a nice flick. Yeah. wonder if this would work with like a spray bottle. Never really painted with a spray bottle. I'll have to try that sometime. Do like a really big piece. Huh. Oh, also, like 90% of my ideas for new paintings and new techniques and all that kind of stuff, they do come from talking to myself online or talking to some of the subscribers when I do live videos. They give me their input. I ramble on about absolutely nothing or TV shows or anything, and we just have fun. All right. Got a fair amount of orange on there. Maybe not as much as last time, but that's okay. Yeah. Get a little bit more over here. Lovely. Apron keeps falling. I don't have it actually tied up today. I just have it on my lap because I didn't want paint throwing back at me. Okay, so I'm going to clean out that brush, dry it off. Okay, so this is the art. It's like 2 people in the world that remember that. Anyway. Clean off that brush, dry it off. Now, we are going to start with a napkin scrunched up for our other colors. And with very, very little bits of paint, we're going to dab in like a little circle, very light to begin with, so that we know where this is going to go. And then we're going to do some more flicking of paint to get that kind of spread out look. Know what I mean? Let's see. Let's start with the yellow, because the yellow's here and up here, and then that'll kind of tell me where to put my red. So I have a scrunched up napkin, and I have my pale yellow here. I'm going to dip it in and then wipe it off. So we're not using a brush for a lot of this. We will, but not yet. This painting definitely incorporates like a lot of different techniques, which is nice. Shows you like a broad scale of things. So dip it in, wipe it off. And let's see, we're gonna go right here for that yellow firework. Now we will be doing more after this, but right here to begin with, right there. And I'm gonna put a little center right over here, okay? Those 2 spots. And with little bits of paint, let's start doing some little dabs, nice and light. So I'm not smudging, I'm lightly dabbing. Very little bits. We're kind of making that circle just a little bigger, okay? We don't want very much paint on here. Very little bits. We want it soft, okay? So you just make sure whenever you pick up paint, you'll wipe it off really, really well or dab it on your plate so that you don't have very much. We get this nice, soft little circle. All right? Might make that just a smidgen bigger. Okay. Well, let's go up here. Let's do the same sort of thing. Very little bits. Nice and light. We're just going to slowly make that a little bigger too. There we go. Pretty. All right. Where'd my medium brush go? Ah, there it is. Oops, found it. Coffee. Eggnog latte. Brought to you by Timothy's. No, we're not sponsored by them, but they are awesome and they make good coffee. Anyway, medium brush, we are going to do a little bit of flicking of some of that pale yellow. Then we'll do the red, then we'll do some flicking, then we'll do the blue, then we'll do some flicking, and then we'll take a little break maybe. We'll see how it goes. Because I will have to take some drying breaks. At least one. Alright. A little bit of paint. Same thing. Holding it close. Let's do some flicks. Don't knock over your water, Damon. That wouldn't be good. Also wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Ba-da-da. Little tiny bits. Just to get some more splatter in there. Oh, that was a big one. That's okay. It's kind of cool. Looks nice and messy. Let's do some red. So, same thing, napkin. I'm just going to use a different side of it now. Pick up a little bit of that red that we made, the one with a tiny little smidge of white into it. Wipe it off. And let's see, we want to go right about here. Now this one we can make a little bit bigger. That might actually need a little bit more white to stand out. It's looking a little bit soft. Whoop, that might have been too much. It's okay. We can fix it. Remember what I said, no such thing as a mistake, only interesting solutions. Somehow I think I got a little black on here. Whoops. It's okay. We'll be fine. Let's make this one a little bigger. Big boy. Now, it does look darker on camera than it actually is in person, this one at least. But I will be brightening that up. Definitely going to be using some white on that to really make that one stand out some more. What I think happened is there's a little bit of my black that might not have been dry, so when I was dabbing on it, it goes from red to a dark red. It's okay. These things happen. All right, back to that medium brush. A little bit of paint. Let's get some little flicks going on here. There. Might have to soften that some more. Let's do the blue one first, and then we'll take another look at it. Same thing with the blue. We'll use that one that we made. Pick up a little bit, wipe it off. Start with little dabs. And then some little flicks. There we go. All right, let me take another look at that red one. I'm going to add a little tiny bit more white into my red. Now there's also some glare because it's wet, but I'll take a little bit of that. I'm going to do a little bit more. Soften that a touch. That's a little better. Okay, that'll do. Let's leave them to dry. While they're drying, we'll jump down to our water. Move a little closer. So I am, again, going to use my medium brush. And we're going to be using the colors that we already made. Now, your brushes have two sides. They have a wide side and a skinny side. So, if you take a look here, wait, let's do it this way. If I'm holding my brush like this and I did a brush stroke up and down, that's using my wide side. If I turn it this way, so it's the skinny side pointing up, and did a brush stroke up and down, that's my skinny side. The same works side to side. So I'm going to use the skinny side of my brush, starting with a little bit of our blue, the one that we made, and then picking up little bits of white as we go up. And we're just going to be doing some nice, simple brush strokes, side to side, using the skinny side of our brush. Just going to need some more white. So as I'm doing this and I'm picking up white, I'm not mixing it together on my plate. I'm just picking some up and letting it mix on my brush. Because as we go up, we want it to get a little bit lighter. We want to take it till it's nice and light right about here. Yeah. Now don't brush in the same spot too many times, because then it'll all kind of turn the same color, and we don't want that. Yeah, something like that'll do. Clean out that brush. We'll jump to the other side to do some pink, which is our red with a little bit of white into it. Again, little streaks on here. And then we're going to leave that orange and yellow for later, because I don't want those to brush together and have it just turn all green. Okay, so I got a little bit of our reddish color here that we made. And a little bit of white. And away we go. Leaving a little space in the middle so that we can come back with some yellow and orange. I might have taken that up a little too far. That's okay. I told you, they're all gonna be different. That's fine. There. Pretty, pretty. Let me clean out my brushes, dry them off. Now we are gonna have to take just a short little drying break. Just for like 2-3 minutes, just to make sure these are kind of dry before we start some of them. I don't want it to bleed too much into my other colors as we're doing it. So I do have this lovely little drying break text that I'm going to pop up there. And, oh, cannot read that at all. There we go. There. And we'll be back in just a minute or two. Anyway, let's just dive right back into her. I was playing with the light for a minute there, but yeah, we don't need to. Let's take our little tiny brush. One of these will do. You'll do. Let's do the yellowish ones first. I like you a bit better. Let's do the yellowish ones first. Excuse me. So, first off, we're going to take... Sorry. So, first off, we're going to take some of that pale yellow that we made. And starting from the center, we're going to start doing some flicks going out in multiple directions. So, like all the sides. Then we can do a little bit of white and then a little touch of orange on there. This is to create those fireworks. I'm going to actually move you right over there. So, from the center, we're going to go out. Now, the lighter you press, the skinnier your lines will be. And that goes for any little brush that you have. The lighter you press, the skinnier your lines will be. And we're just going to start kind of pulling these out from the center. And I always like to start a little bit smaller than I think it should be, because we can always make it a little bit bigger. You should be okay there. Then we can dip in a little bit of white. And maybe a little bit of orange. That looks like a real big spiral. It's a big old firework. And we'll start with something like that. Let's go up to this guy. And same sort of thing, just doing some streaks from the center going out. And we'll grab a little bit of white. These are big fireworks this year. Gotta make them big. I didn't even check if they were doing fireworks. I'm assuming not. A little bit of orange. Big spirals. Let's clean off that brush. Let's do some red ones and then some blue ones. Actually, before we do the red and blue ones, why don't we do our little bit of orange, or sorry, yellow and orange down here, and then we'll put the black in. Then we'll do those to kind of let it dry a little bit. Yeah. All right, so same thing. I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow, maybe a little bit of that orange. There you go. A little bit of white. I think I'm good with that right there. Now we can do a little bit of black. And this is just going to be straight black. We're going to go right across here, and then we're going to give it a little bit of shape. Now I do have a little brush in my hand, but you can use your medium brush. So first thing, straight across our horizon. Okay. And then the middle is going to be a little bit lower. And it looks like we kind of got the shadows of a few little buildings in here. So I'm just kind of referencing that picture, making a few rectangle shapes as I go. Which way do I want to do this? Tell you what, I'll hold it up close to the camera. That way I don't have to worry about glare. Give me 2 seconds. I'll hold it up close to the camera so you can kind of see that I just got some basic rectangles kind of shaped in here, and then a little hill. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'll do that quickly as well. Yeah, because there's just some glare showing right now, so 1 second, I'll be quick. There we go. All right, let's hold that. There we go. If I tilt it like that, you can get a little bit of a better view. So you can see how on either side I have I have a hill on either side. The middle is my smallest point, and then I have these little kind of rectangle shapes, kind of give that hint of buildings, right? Now we're going to accent those with a little bit of yellow, so those will be like the lights, so don't stress too much about their actual shapes. Sometimes we get a little something on there. This light is bothering me today. Usually it's a little bit better than that. That's okay. We'll be fine. All right, let's do some red ones. We'll go up to this red guy, same thing. We're going to start with a little bit of that red paint that we made, and then we'll take a little bit of white, we'll throw some in there, and then we got blue to do. There. Little bits at a time. It's a firework. Have fun with it. Ba-da-ba. Yeah. I'm going to get a little bit more white on here in some areas, kind of make this one stand out a bit more. It's looking a little bit dark on that black background. Again, I think my black might not have been fully dry, but that's okay. This firework is just a little further off. There we go. Why is that out of focus? Camera, what are you doing? Why'd you just go out of focus? There we go. Weird. Anyway, let's do the same thing with the blue. Little blue, little white. Is my camera still out of focus? It's not too bad. I don't know. Gonna have to find out afterwards. See, this is what I mean about not really technically inclined. Wow, there we go. Words. So generally, if there's a problem, like, turn it all off, turn it back on. Except I can't do that right now. There. Yeah. All right. clean out that little brush, dry it off. And then add in a little bit of our pale yellow, maybe a little touch of orange to our little buildings in here. And these are just going to be some quick little brush strokes, not worrying too much about them being perfect. It's just to give the idea that there's some light coming from there. It looks out of focus again. What happened? Is it my eyes? No, it's not my eyes. Why are you out of focus? That's really out of focus. All right, well, let's finish this up and then we'll see. I'll hold it close to the camera because it seemed in focus there. It's like it's trying to correct itself. My apologies, everybody. If it was doing this earlier and I didn't catch it, I am very sorry. I don't think it was, though, because I was keeping an eye on it. Here, see, that's in focus. All right. Well, before it completely pokes out on me, whenever you're finished with that, you are going to have to go ahead and do the most important part of any painting, which would be sign it. Go ahead and sign that bad boy. Yeah, and make sure you clean your brushes. All right, that's important. Anyway, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Whenever it may be that you're watching this, I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure to check out East Coast Art Party on Facebook and the good old YouTubes and stuff. And yeah, we'll start working on uploading some more videos to YouTube. We have free replays every week on our main Facebook page. We've also got the subscribers group. Told you all about that at the beginning, but I always like to do that again. And yeah, also post your pictures. We love to see your guys' paintings. Post them in the comments or post them and tag us on Facebook, eastcoastartparty.com. Or sorry, East Coast Art Party on Facebook. There we go. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some of them. Happy New Year. Hope you guys all have a good one. Stay safe, all that good stuff.